if you looked at the game so far, I think it's pretty even, to be fair. 2 for 60 to get Sharma just before the end of what was to be the end of play was very handy. But yeah, look, we added 100 runs today. Could that have been more? Possibly. But in saying that, 350 plus in the first innings at the Gabba is not a bad score. So we've got some runs on the board, but a lot of work to do. A lot of quality batsmen in the opposition. So it'll be an intriguing final few days. It wasn't out there to assess the conditions. The umpires have made that call, but no doubt disappointing for the spectators that stayed on towards the end there. The crowd was still pretty full, so it would have been nice to get some play at the end there, but clearly deemed by the umpires to be unsafe. I think that's the definition. I suppose the playing surface is unsafe in some areas, and clearly we wanted to get back out there. The spectators want us to get back out there, but the decision was made by the officials, and that's their role. Well, there's no doubt if you had a bit more flexibility than the rigid cut-off time, we would have been able to play an hour or possibly a little bit more. As I said, I feel for the spectators that were here that stayed through that heavy downpour, and they're optimistic that we're going to get some play, and so were we, and I think the Indian team were as well. So unfortunately, as I said, it was deemed unfit by the umpires, and that's their decision. And look, we can make up time throughout the Test match as well. So that's the positive on the next few days, that we get that time made up, so we probably won't lose any overs within the game. No, I don't think there's any danger of that. I think, day to day, the weather forecast can change in Brisbane, as is the case. I don't think there's going to be a rush from us. And as you know, when you're bowling, you can't speed up the game anyway. Look, it's all about the process, delivering the right balls in the right area and keeping it as simple as that. And, if it's good enough to roll them for a lower score, then that's great. And, you got the opportunity then with the bat to be able to accelerate the game. But as it stands at the moment, bowling, very little that we can do in terms of that acceleration of the game, as it's going to be process driven. And as we saw today, that, they've got some quality batters, and it's going to take some quality efforts from our men to be able to bowl them out in the first inning. And clearly on the back end of that, we've got to take 20 wickets for the game to be able to win it. I thought they were very consistent, and as you said, I don't think you'd call that bowling attack weak. I think you'd call it inexperienced, and you never know when you got a couple of new debutants within a team. You don't know how their careers are going to unfold, but I thought Washington Sundar in particular was disciplined and filled that role of Ravi Ashwin quite well, and kept it tight and was able to take some key wickets along the way. So for me, I suppose it was his ability to control the tempo of the game was the thing that stood out for me. Natarajan shaped the ball early, so there's a lot to like about him. Left arm swing bowler, no doubt. He's inexperienced. He's only played 21 first class games as well to play his first Test match on this tour. I think it's a great achievement. So I think they held their own, and they applied pressure throughout the innings, and they made it difficult for us. There was times when we felt as though we could get on top, but they were able to bounce back and take key wickets at crucial times, and it was a great arm wrestle. So full credit to their attack. I suppose any time you've got an inexperienced bowling attack, it's 2 innings to a game, so they'll be under pressure to be able to back that up, and that's what Test cricket's all about. It's not just the first innings to judge anyone, it's across the entirety of the game, and they'll have a big job ahead of them in the second innings, as will our batting group. So look forward to what's to unfold. What I would say in terms of the biosecurity and the way that we've been looked after, it's been outstanding. There were fears, at the start of the series that, if we were to go into tighter restrictions and regulations, that would then have an effect on the group. At this stage, so far so good. Everyone's in a great mental space. Physically, we've got most of our bodies available. We've had a couple of little setbacks along the way, but so far so good from that perspective. In terms of team performance, there's no doubt that we've had some lulls with the bat. We had a couple of difficult surfaces in the first couple of games where it did lend itself to a little bit of movement, in particular seam, which made it difficult for the batting units and favoured the ball. We saw that sort of equalled out in Sydney, where we did get a flat wicket that didn't deteriorate. And then here, look, there's a lot of cricket to go. So no judgments to be made so far in this game, besides the fact that we've put that 350 plus score on the board, which is what we're looking to do, and we've got 2 wickets, but there's a lot of cricket to be played in this, and it'll define pretty much the series. 1 all coming here, all on the line. So I think that the overall performance of the team will be defined by the series result. There's no doubt about that.